Thank you, Haley. All right. Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. I'm Jenny McCullum, the Director of Procurement Services and the Chief Procurement Officer for JEA and the Chair of the Awards Committee. I'd like to call the March 25th, 2021 meeting to order. We have a quorum with our in-person presence with Stephen Datz, Ricky Erickson, and Hai Vu, and then Laura Dutton and Joe Arfano are calling in remotely on the WebEx. We also have OGC represented by David Niggett, and we have Lori Whitmer representing budget. Before we get started, I will ask if there's any public comments. I don't see anyone in the room, but I'll ask if there's any comment in the CC1 bid office. All right, seeing none, I will ask Haley if we have any comments that came in via email.
No public comment.
Okay, thank you. And I will ask everyone on the call who is calling in if there are any public comments on this agenda. All right, seeing none, we will move on to our agenda. We have items 1 and 2 through 12. They've all been reviewed by procurement and by budget, and they are ready for the awards committee review. What we'll do is we'll go through each award individually. I will ask if there's any questions or comments, and if there are none, I'll ask for the committee to motion to approve with a second, and then we'll roll call through the individual committee members to approve each award. We'll start with the meeting minutes from the March 11th meeting. Do we have any comments or questions? All right, seeing none, can I get a motion to approve the meeting minutes from March 11th?
Stephen Datz, motion to approve.
Thanks, Stephen. Can we get a second?
Laura Dutton, second.
Thanks, Laura. We will roll call through the committee to approve the March 11th, 2021 meeting minutes, starting with Stephen Datz.
Approved.
Laura Dutton. Approved. Joe Arfano.
Approved.
Ricky Erickson.
Approved.
And Hai Vu.
Approved.
Thank you. Award number 2 is a contract amendment. This is for the restoration of disturbed sod on our south and our east territory. So this work includes hydroseeding, fill placement, moderate compacting, and removal and hauling of site debris and extra fill to another site. American Construction Enterprises of Northeast Florida, Inc. is our recommended awardee. And the award amount is $473,195.30. This is was originally approved by the awards committee in March of 2018 in the amount of $300,000. Oh, sorry, we did an informal award. Looks like we just did it for 1 year. So we awarded for 1 year at $300,000, and then we brought it to the awards committee after they had done work and proved themselves for a year. And we brought it to the awards committee on March of 2019, and we increased it in the amount of approximately $995,000. At that time, we decided to not utilize the whole 5-year contract so that we could match the end date with our similar contracts on the North and West service territory. And so we extended, we did the renewals and extended through for 3.5 years. We were estimating at the time about $371,000 annually. So this award is to increase the contract through the term that we set the last time we came to the awards committee, which is March 28 of 2022, so about another year. And it looks like we are asking to increase this amount due to just the increase in emergency work, such as the water sewer line breaks and leaks, failing manholes, and aging and failing infrastructure. So this amount is about $100,000 more annually than what we had originally anticipated if you look at what the next year is going to bring. So we're increasing overall quite a bit due to just emergency work that we've had. So I will pause there and ask the committee if you guys have any questions or comments. All right, can I get a motion to approve award number 2?
So moved.
All right, I had Joe as a motion. Can I get a second?
Harvey, second.
Thank you, Hi. I'll roll call through the committee to approve award number 2, starting with Joe Arfano.
Approved.
Hi Vu.
Approved.
Stephen Datz.
Approved.
Ricky Erickson.
Approved.
And Laura Dutton.
Approved.
Thank you. Award number 3 is a contract amendment. This is for our water wastewater capital program management. This program management is for various large infrastructure programs, including Southside Integrated Piping System, Wellfield Rehabilitation, and other programs as needed to support the JEA Water Wastewater Capital Improvement Program. Jacobs Engineering is our recommended awardee, and the award amount for this contract amendment is $7,048,749. This is, as just to note, a 5-year contract with 2 one-year optional renewals. A little bit of history, we awarded this at the awards committee in June of 2019, a little bit more than $10 million to Jacobs. And there was a contract increase approved in March of 2020 in the amount of about $11.7 million, and that was for our FY20 task orders. And this award request is for the contract increase to cover additional task orders for FY21. So we've listed out the ones that we have. There's 5 below. We also have an attachment with the packet that describes those projects. I think it has the award amount, or it should add up if it doesn't, to the $7 million we are requesting. And I'll pause there and ask the committee if you guys have any questions or comments.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So,
is it Ricky?
This is Ricky. So when this was bid out originally, there was only one bidder, or were there multiple bidders originally?
Multiple bidders. I think if we go to the original award amount or original award, which should be a part of the packet, this is this is through CCNA, Ricky. So what that means is we will go out to bid and we'll choose the most qualified, and then after that we will negotiate the rates for the contract. But we had 4 bidders, so Jacobs, Black and Beach, AECOM, and Haskell. Jacobs was the most qualified, and we negotiated the rates for this contract with them.
Okay, so it's for services, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Is there reason to think that we might have changes to our scope in the coming years? Do we have any feel for what it might look like in 22 and 23? It looks like this goes out through 24.
Yes, ma'am. This is all
so far,
the program, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead, Oliver.
No, so with the well rehab, we have identified the projects that's moving forward further than 21. But when we started this program, the direction that was given was let's get it budget fiscal year by fiscal year, because if we go to the awards committee asking for task order to approve the task order for all 4 years, that number is going to be huge. So we just wanted to make sure that we're not going to, let's get it through fiscal year by fiscal year. I'm going to be requesting again to the awards committee before the fiscal year turns to 22 for another contract amendment to increase it for 22 projects so that it's more manageable. We didn't want to come to the awards committee and ask for approval for a contract for all 4 years because that number is going to be huge.
Okay, thanks, Oliver. Yeah, that also gives us some flexibility to determine what the strategic efforts are for the water wastewater program and how we need their help in future years, because that might change as we look at, what's to come and how, has the ability to do that with this contract and how they need to help us or how we need their services.
This is high.
Any other questions? Yes.
This is high. Jenny said that perfectly. The intent of going to the awards for each year is our plans may change as far as with this program management. So we want to make sure that whenever we go to the awards committee, we're doing exactly what we're asking versus trying to project 4 years ahead and figure out what we want to do. Scopes may change, prices may change, directions may change. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for that. Any other questions or comments on award number 3? All right, I'll ask the committee for a motion to approve award number 3.
I'll motion to approve.
Second,
Thank you,
Stephen
Laura.
Datz.
Thank you, Stephen. We will roll call through the committee to approve award number 3, starting with Laura Dutton,
Approve.
Stephen Datz,
Approved.
Joe Arfano,
Approved.
Ricky Erickson,
Approved.
and Haivu.
Approved.
Thank you. Award number 4 is Proprietary Wet Weld Degreaser. This is for chemical product for use in various lift stations on JEA service territory. The water wastewater treatment facilities has tested Sun Professional's product for several months and improved the use of it. The previous proprietary vendor, Gateway Chemicals, was who we were purchasing this product from, and they went out of business due to the owner was deceased in 2021, unfortunately. So we started testing these products. We've tested multiple products, and I'll get into a little bit more detail of that in just a moment. But ultimately, the recommended awardee is Sun Professional Supplies, LLC, in the amount of $535,000 for a 3-year period. We tested 2 other formulations, including a product from Momar, who is our current glycerin supplier, and United Laboratories. Our United Laboratories product is carried in inventory, and the other 2 companies provided sufficient materials for JEA to test in a lift station at no cost to JEA. So we went through that process with Sun Professional's formulation showing to be the most effective both in performance and in cost. The unit price has increased from $16 a gallon to $23 a gallon over our previous contract with Gateway Chemicals, but this vendor was still the lowest price compared to the United Laboratories at about $43 a gallon and Momar at $50 a gallon. We're estimating about $180K annually. These prices at $23 per gallon will be fixed for the first year and will be subject to yearly adjustments thereafter based on CPI. I'll ask the committee if you guys have any questions or comments.
Jenny, this is Stephen. I had a question. Could you explain the 100,000 ratification?
Sure. So with the unexpected supply shortage of the current contract, we went through some testing and then had to ramp up to make sure we had the product on hand prior to coming to the awards committee. So they spent some of this money ahead of time doing that as well. And I'll ask the business if there's anything else they want to add or if I've stated that incorrectly.
Hi, Jenny. This is Talia.
Hey, Talia, go ahead.
So with that 100,000, because these formulations are very customized, we didn't really know what our usage would be. So we did need some time to get a good estimate of how much it was going to cost with the new price and the new chemical.
So you've been using this product for a couple of months now after, you know, and coinciding with your testing, and have ramped up now to figure out what the award total needs to be?
Yeah, we did the testing first, and then that was towards the end of fiscal year 20. And so October 1, then we started to go ahead and buy the bulk, then see what our spend was going to be. And so we got 4 months worth of spend, and that way we can annualize it out and do a good estimate for award amount.
Should we include the name of the company so we know where the $100,000 went, or is that implied?
It's implied with the ratification for the 100,000. So out of the five, so just Talia, to confirm and make sure we're all on the same page, out of that 535 for the 3-year term, have we already bought 100,000 of that?
We have it allocated. So that's why we wanted to go ahead and make sure we had the whole year. And it's actually more like $145,000 a year that we're going to use. So we're ratifying the 100,000. We only need 45 more for the rest of this year, and then it's 145 for the 3 years, which then brings us to the 535.
Any other questions, Stephen?
No.
Or any other committee members?
This is Ricky, I have one. Since this product is, if I'm reading this correctly, proprietary, is that correct?
Correct.
Correct.
So are we going to continue to search the market for competitors to this, or are we going to standardize on this? What's our plan for that?
Well, we've tried what's out there. The thing is, like I said, there are different formulations for the different, each vendor has their own formula, and they're all proprietary. So that's why we've tried at least the vendors we are aware of. We could try to put this out in a bid again and try to see if we can find some more vendors with this type of product and see if it works in our system before we, do a full award the next time around.
Okay.
I think, Ricky, the general answer is we'll continue to search, and if vendors come in and they want us to try out the products, we'll certainly look at them and evaluate. So we'll continue to keep our options open.
Yeah, that's all I was curious about. We will continue to search for competitors to keep our prices as low as we could. That's all. Okay, thanks.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So Dan, let's go ahead and add a line to the award stating such so that it's clear that we will continue to test products in the market.
Will do.
Thank you. All right, any other questions? All right, can we get a motion to approve award number 4?
Hi, so moved.
Thank you,
Joe
Hag.
Alfano,
Can I get a second? Thank you, Joe. We'll roll call through the committee to approve award number 4, starting with Haibu.
Approved.
Joe Arfano.
Approved.
Laura Dutton. Approved. Ricky Erickson.
Approved.
And Stephen Datt.
Approved.
Thank you. Award number 5 is a rescind. This is for JEA forklift procurement acquisition of 9 forklifts in support of JEA's FY21 requirements, both for replacement and expansion for the energy and water departments. So you can see how they're broken out. We have 7 units that were going to be replaced for energy, 1 unit for an expansion, and then the water had a replacement of 1 unit. We had quite a bit of competition. There were 7 different proposals that were received. And during the process of evaluating the proposals, it was determined that a large portion of the proposals provided by the companies did not meet our JEA technical requirements. The solicitation was structured and included 3 forklift purchase categories. So the first one, grouping number 1, was for the 5,000-pound forklift, and only 1 of the 7 companies were able to meet the JEA technical specifications. The grouping number 2 was a 10,000-pound forklift, and none of the companies, I guess there was only 6. Maybe is that right, or should that be 7? 7 companies that bid were able to meet those technical specifications. Actually, I think y'all are probably right. There was only 6 that provided bids for just that grouping, is what I'm assuming there. You can confirm that in a minute. And then grouping number 3.
Jenny, this is Colin. That's correct. There's only 6. All the 7 companies didn't bid the second grouping, so only 6 chose to choose. One company chose not to bid that specific grouping. Okay,
perfect. Thank you. And then the third grouping is a forklift reach truck between 3,500 and 3,800 pounds, and only 1 of the 7 companies that bid were able to meet JEA specifications. So you can see that there is some tweaking that needs to be done on the JEA specifications to open up that competition. We're going to do a thorough review of those with Fleet. They will get back with both High, yours, and Ricky's groups to see, what will compare to the industry standards, and we'll see what's driving some of the low competition with some of their requests, and we'll see if we can adjust those accordingly to still fulfill the group's needs, but maybe not make this quite as restrictive. And then we'll also make changes to the way that we are going to evaluate the criteria, so we can try to open up the competition as well. So I'll stop there and ask if the committee has any questions or comments.
I'm just curious, did we get any pushbacks from from Raymond and then Bring Power, since they were the only ones who qualified on those 2 categories?
I can take that question. This is Colin Roddy. When I released the intent to rescind, I didn't receive anything negative back from those specific companies.
I'll also make a note that we also didn't receive any questions or pushback on the structure of the bid when it was out on the street, which usually gives us an idea that these requirements might be too restrictive. I'm getting a lot of feedback. Haley, can you mute everybody? And then take the bid off.
Lordy. Awards Committee. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. All I'm hearing is a jumble of noise.
Yeah, Jenny, I'm hearing the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and leave Tower 2. I'm going to head over to the bid office now. Give me about 2 minutes.
Thank you. I'm going to mute myself. And before I do that, I'll ask if the awards committee has any questions on award number 5. And if not, we can go through to ask for a motion. But if I mute myself, maybe it'll cut back on some of that background noise. So let's go ahead and see if there's a motion to approve number 5.
So moved. Rick.
Stephen Dat, second.
Perfect. I could hear both of you clearly. Thank you. We'll roll call through the committee, starting with Ricky to approve award number 5.
Approve the rescind award number 5.
Thank you. Stephen Dat.
Approved.
Haivu.
Approved.
Joe Orfano.
Approved.
And Laura Dutton.
Approved.
Thank you. I can hear everybody really clearly now. So when Landon gets there, let him know we're in good shape. It must have been someone that was not muted on the call.
Joe, just as a general comment, speaking for Ricky, sorry, Ricky, could you please use the term electric instead of energy going forward? Energy's a term from the past. We're moving on from that.
Thank you, Joe.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I was going to talk about that afterwards, but thank you.
Procurement and the business, please remember that going forward when we're putting these awards together. All right, award number 6, this is a request for proposal. You're welcome, Joe and Ricky. This is for walk-in payments. This is third-party payment processor. And so this allows JEA customers to walk in to different locations like grocery store chains, drugstore chains, big box retailers, banks, and credit unions with multiple branch locations to pay their utility bills. Western Union Global Payments is the recommended awardee in the amount of $1,217,250. This is a 3-year award with 2 one-year optional renewals. And JEA received 4 responses. Acceleron, I'll just note that one of the 4 proposals was disqualified for failure to meet the minimum qualifications. And Western Union was the most qualified and highest ranked company to perform the work based off of the evaluations. They are our incumbent, and the award maintains the existing scope of work, and all pricing and terms remain unchanged at 75 cents per payment. And we just approximately, we process about 540,000 payments each year through this contract. I'll ask if the awards committee has any comments or questions on award number 6.
Top of, this is Stephen, top of page 26, your December date has 2021, and I believe the last sentence in the second paragraph should be 540,000 without the cents. You're just quantifying the number of payments, right?
Right. We will take that extra 2 zeros and the period off. So the 2021 response meeting, let's see, we advertised, yes, you're right, that should be 2020. All right, we'll make those updates. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Any other comments, questions? All right, I'll ask for a motion to approve award number 6.
Motion to approve.
Door final. So moved.
Thank you, Laura. Joe, I'll take yours as a second. We'll roll call through the committee to approve award number 6, starting with Laura Dutton.
Approve.
Joe Arfano,
Approved.
Stephen Datz,
Approved.
Ricky Erickson,
Approved.
and Hai Vu.
Approved.
Thank you. Award number 7 is an invitation for bid. And this is for our Cisco support flex agreements for JEA's contact center, our voice business phone system, and our WebEx meetings. And so this is just for the licensing requirements associated with those three different areas. Presidio Networked Solutions, LLC, is our recommended awardee in the amount of $1,332,216. This is a 4-year term with no renewals, which is, you'll notice, is kind of interesting based off of what we typically do, which is 3 with 2 1-year renewals or 5 with 1-year renewal. But there's a comment about that in the backup. So the specific 4-year term with no renewals coincides with JEA's master flex agreement with Cisco that allows JEA to maintain the same Cisco list pricing and terms throughout this term and allows the reseller Presidio to fix the pricing through the term of the contract. I will just make a note that the award item has been updated for this one after the packet was sent out. So if you guys are looking at something a little different on your tablet than what's on the screen, and I'll let Nathan, if you don't mind, just letting the committee know what we updated to show price comparison and savings.
And this is Nathan Woyak. Yeah, we added these savings, the last 2 paragraphs there, Jenny, that shows that the contact center and the WebEx rates remain the same as the previous pricing. And the voice rates actually decreased by 25%, which resulted in the savings of the $124,416 over the 4-year term of the contract. So that has been added since the original version.
Thank you. I'll ask the committee if you guys have any questions or comments on award number 7. All right, can I get a motion to approve award number 7?
Hai Vu, so moved.
Thank you, Hai. Can we get a second?
Second, Ricky.
Thank you, Ricky. We'll roll call through the committee to approve award number 7, starting with Hai Vu.
Approved.
Ricky Erickson.
Approved.
Stephen Datz.
Approved.
Joe Arfano.
Approved.
And Laura Dutton.
Approved.
Thank you. Award number 8 is a request for proposal, and this is for our Blacksford Water Reclamation Facility warehouse and site improvement design services. Biden Hall Architects, PA, is the recommended awardee in the amount of $145,000. And this is expected, the design work is expected to be completed by the end of this fiscal year. And I'll just make a note now, Stephen, in case you're wondering, the award amount for the remainder of this fiscal year is just to cover the design. The extra $25,000 is going to be covered in services during construction, which will happen in future fiscal years to come. I will just note that we had a 10% JSEB goal here, and they are committing to a 35% JSEB goal. We received 2 proposals, and due to low participation, we extended the proposal opening by a week. Once we had polled all of the companies, a third party was interested in bidding, but they never submitted a proposal, so we chose to go ahead and open the 2 that were received the following week. And I'll just make a note that the award amount is approximately 6.5% lower than the estimated budget. And this company has been awarded a contract for similar warehouse design services in 2020, and the hourly rates have remained the same. We expect this total project to cost about $1.6 million, and the estimated completion date of construction is September of 2023. Does the awards committee have any comments or questions on award number 8?
Can I make a small change? The plant's name is Blacksford. It's two separate words. It's not Blacksford. Blacksford.
Blacksford. What did I say?
It's two separate words. Right now you have it as one word, Blacksford.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. I thought I said it wrong. Sometimes that happens. All right, we'll update that. Thank you. Hi.
The little things matter.
Yeah.
Any other comments?
Stephen Datt's motion to approve.
Thank you.
Laura,
Stephen.
second.
Ooh, that was close. I'm gonna give it to Laura. All right, I'll do a roll call through the committee to approve award number 8, starting with Stephen Datt.
Approved.
Laura Dutton.
Approved.
Joe Arfano.
Approved.
Ricky Erickson.
Approved.
And Haizu.
Approved.
Thank you. Award number 9 is another request for proposal. This is for Progressive Design Build Services for the JEA Utility Training Center renovation project. Aldine White Constructors, LLC is the recommended awardee in the amount of $164,300. We are expected this project to be completed in April of 2022. And I'll note that the JSEB requirement was a 5% evaluation criteria, and this company has committed to 12.8%. We received 4 proposals on this, and this project is a progressive design build, so it will be delivered in 2 different phases. So this award amount covers phase 1, which is the engineering design up to 60%, support services and pre-construction services, and is approximately 7.9% of our estimated project cost. The phase 1 fees were negotiated, and they were compared with similar facilities design projects and have been deemed reasonable. And just as a note, after phase 1, a guaranteed maximum price will be established with an option of an off-ramp if construction pricing is not acceptable to us. Upon acceptance of the GMP, a subsequent approval of the awards committee for phase 2 will happen, and then phase 2 will include the final design, services during construction, and the construction costs. So if we look below, you can see the project budget and schedule. We have a total project budget of a little over $2.2 million, but we are estimating at the time of the proposal at this state only a little over $2 million for the total project, and we believe phase 1 completion will be August of 2021. And the completion of phase 2 will be April of 2022. So I wanted to explain the different steps of the progressive design build here for the committee. I don't know if all of you have seen an alternative method come through, but you will see it multiple times come to the awards committee. And this is one of those, so I wanted to make sure everybody understood. And then just as a note, when we do have a light awards committee agenda, we will have the water wastewater group, which does the majority of these alternative methods. We'll have them present to the committee kind of what to expect with the different designs. So we've got the CMAR, the progressive design build, and just traditional, design bid build, and how often you should see those, and just give you guys a little bit more information on what to expect. And then along with joint projects, we will give you guys a quick overview of those two things when we have some time. So I will pause there and ask the committee if there are any questions or comments on award number 9. All right, can I get a motion to approve award number 9?
Orfano, so moved.
Thank you, Joe. Can I get a second?
Haibu, second.
Thank you, Hai. We'll roll call through the committee to approve award number 9, starting with Joe Orfano.
Approved.
Hai Vu.
Approved.
Ricky Erickson.
Approved.
Stephen Datz.
Approved.
And Laura Dutton. Did we lose Laura?
I may not have unmuted all of the buttons. Sorry, I said approve. You said you didn't get it at all.
I heard it this time. Thank you. All right, award number 10 is a request for proposal. This is identical in nature to the method, Progressive Design Build Services, but this is for Southside Service Center renovation project. So the scope for this project includes reformatting and upgrading all occupied spaces in the warehouse building, including offices, conference rooms, auditorium, break rooms, and restrooms, which includes finishes, furniture, and fixtures. Aldi and White Constructors, LLC is the recommended awardee in the amount of $185,300. We are expected to see this phase 1, and I won't bore you with all the details of the exact wording from the last award, but we are expected to see phase 1 completed in October of 2021, and estimating phase 2 completion, which is the construction piece, in November of 2022. I'll just note that the engineering design for this phase 1 award amount is approximately 5.8% below what we were estimating. It looks like our total construction estimate at this point, and total project estimate at this point, is about $3,188,000. Are there any questions or comments from the committee on award number 10? All right, I'll ask for a motion to approve award number 10.
So moved.
Thank you, Laura. Can I get a second?
It's Ricky, second.
Thank you, Ricky. I'm going to comment that Stephen's been very quiet this awards committee meeting, giving everybody a chance, I guess. We'll roll call through the committee to approve award number 10, starting with Laura Dutton. Laura, I don't know if you unmuted.
Twice. I'm going to stop muting it back. Maybe that would help. Approved.
Thank you. It's the double mute. It gets you every time. It gets everyone every time. Ricky Erickson.
Approved.
Joe Orfano.
Approved.
Stephen Datz.
Approved.
And Hai Vu.
Approved.
All right, 2 more awards. We're almost there. Award number 11 is a contract renewal, and this is for maintenance, repair, and overhaul. So our MRO material, and we have blankets that are associated with those. So previously, we issued an open qualification to invite vendors to submit discount pricing to JEA for MRO materials in lieu of purchasing cards, or in lieu of using our P cards. The request for this is to renew the contract for another year, but then also increase funds on 2 of the 3 blankets. So we've got plenty of funds on 1 blanket for us to get through the renewal, but there are 2 that need to be increased. So if you look at the recommended awardees, we've got the 3, Grainger, World Electric, and Jokel, as our recommended awardees. So that's for the contract renewal piece, and that'll extend all 3 contracts for a year. And then if you look at the column that says increased amount for this award, Grainger has 0, so we're not increasing theirs. Theirs will stay at $2.7 million for a cap for their contract. World Electric Supply will be increased by $634,000, and Jokel will be increased by $847,000. This will take us through to March 21st of 2022, and you'll see that we have utilized with this request 1 of the renewals, so we've got 1 1-year renewal left on this contract. I'll just note the vendors committed to provide JEA a minimum of 10% discount on materials purchased off of either the P cards or the blankets. So we still are allowing P cards if it's, you know, absolutely necessary, but we do have these blankets that are set up in Oracle. But this allows us to get the best pricing possible instead of them just, our crews just walking in off the street and paying full price. We've got these agreements in place. These 3 vendors are, when we put this out back in, I don't remember, it was 2018, 2017 timeframe. They were the largest 3 vendors of spend that JEA had on the P card. And so you can see by these award amounts in the contract caps that we're pulling a significant amount off of the P card and putting them onto these blankets. So I will pause there and ask if you guys have any questions or comments.
Joe Urbano, I can't emphasize this enough that the use of P cards, while a good thing, and certainly in a case of emergency, needs to be done, but this is an example where procurement stepped in, negotiated better prices to include discounts. That's generally not available with the use of P cards. So this kudos to your group, Jenny. I know the P card spends down a little bit, but for a very good reason. So well done to your team.
Thank you. Yes, it also ensures that we've got our terms and conditions in place. So it just adds more, it reduces the risk to JEA. It is just materials, but it still adds that layer. But the discounts are the biggest piece. You're right, Joe.
Couldn't agree more.
And I think we used to spend on the P card, I want to say like 15 million annually, and now I think we're almost down to like 7 or 8 million. So this has been a huge effort over the past 3 years. Yeah, at one point it was pretty bad, and so this is helping quite a bit. Now, some of these vendors, I'll just note, we've also tested Punchouts, which is a feature in Oracle where they can pull up basically they just punch out straight in Oracle to the vendor, to their website, and our pricing automatically comes up with our discounts. And then once they order, it brings it back into Oracle onto a requisition. So it takes a lot of the administrative piece of entering, you know, what you used to put on a P card and having to reconcile after the fact, and not having funds approved ahead of time, all of that, that it brings it back into the system and makes that easier for our side to put that information into the system. I don't know how often we are using it. It was rolled out recently, and it's not available for all 3, but I know Grainger and I think World Electric might have that option in Oracle. So we've trained everybody, And I've asked my group to continue to push them to use that if it's easy for them and acceptable. Certainly don't want to cause any strain on the crews, but the OSAs should be able to do that pretty easily for them. Any other comments or questions on award number 11?
Hey, Jenny, this is Stephen. I just had a question in regard to the ratification, the $41,000. Was that deducted from the not to exceed amount intentionally?
Joe Perez, can you comment on that?
Sorry, just making sure I wasn't double muted myself. No, that's part of the new not to exceed. Whenever we bring something for ratification, it's essentially funds that have been committed, and what we're asking you to approve is the total amount, and that total amount is inclusive of the ratified amount.
Okay. It looks like you're about 41,000 under then. It should be 9,581,000.
All right, we'll check that, Stephen, before we send it up. Joe, that would likely, since it's Joe Kell, mean that the amount for this award for Joe Kell, instead of the 847,000, we need to add 41,000 to that. Would that get us there?
Yes.
All right, so we will amend the award amount for Joe Kell. I'm going to do the math real quick. Is that 888? All right, so the recommended award amount for Joe Kell will increase to $888,000. So we'll also adjust the new not to exceed amount for that contract cap and our not to exceed amount for all three. Yes, Talia.
So actually, no, that 847 is inclusive of the 41,000 because the 1 year amount for Joe Kell is 806. So the 806 plus the 41 brings us to the 847. So that should be accounted for already.
All right.
So you're under by 41,000 on your not to exceed.
Oh, on the not to exceed, okay.
This is important for us to know what this award amount is, so let me just do some math for a second. I'm sorry to delay, but I want to make sure this is right. Okay, so it looks like our new not to exceed amount for Joe Kell's cap is going to be $3,447.
47,000.
Yes, sorry, $3,447,000. So we will update that column, not the increase for this award amount. And then our new not to exceed for all three contracts will be $9,581,000.
That'll do it.
So we will update that, and we will update the last paragraph and anywhere throughout the award document. All right, so just to recap before I ask for a motion, I'll ask for a motion to approve award number 11 with the updated award amount to Joe Kell for new not to exceed for their individual contract of $3,447,000, and with the updated amount for all three contracts cap and the total not to exceed of $9,581,000. We'll also update that last paragraph.
Yeah, while you're at it, Jenny, could you fix my title on that one? I'm sorry, missed it.
Same for award 4. I'll send you the note.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stephen. And we'll update High's title. All right. Motion to approve award number 11 with those administrative updates.
Stephen Datz, motion to approve.
Thank you. Can you give a second?
Ricky, second.
Thanks, Ricky. We'll roll call through the committee to approve award number 11 with the administrative updates as stated, starting with Stephen Datz.
Approved.
Ricky Erickson.
Approved.
Hai Vu.
Approved.
Laura Dutton. Approved. And Joe Arfano.
Approved.
Thank you. Our last award, award number 12, is the contract amendment. And this is for construction management at risk, our CMAR services for the Buckman biosolids conversion projects. This project is needed to update the treatment process at Buckman Water Reclamation Facility and to meet current and future needs. Wharton Smith Inc. is our recommended awardee, and the award amount is $17,800,520. Project completion is expected in September of 2024. And just some background, we originally bid this out and approved by the awards committee in December of 2019 in the amount of $971,322 for pre-construction services. We had a contract increase in the amount of $13,826,095, which was approved by the awards committee in September of 2020. And that was for the purchase and installation of the blower system improvements. This contract increase is for an early out package with a guaranteed maximum price for the purchase and installation of the ultraviolet disinfection system. So I'll just note that our negotiated price is higher than our original estimate by almost 18%. And that was due to, during negotiations, JEA opting to include owner allowances. And so what that does, and the amount of $4,399,290, and what that does is it covers items on our risk register that are outside the CMAR's control. And we do have an attachment of what those are and what they're included as backup. I'll just note that JEA has control over these allowances, and these funds may not be used without JEA's authorization. And if they are not used, those funds will be reduced from the contract via addendum at the conclusion of this scope of work. So this is not the last time you're going to see something come to the committee for this project. So when we do that, we will account for any reductions and the conclusion. I don't know if it'll be more than one, but whatever we bring to the committee as the next step, will deduct whatever we don't use. If that makes sense. So I'm going to stop there, ask if you guys have questions or comments.
Jenny, this is Lori Whitmer from Budget. We did not get a chance to endorse this award. There is a trend in progress to make the budget change.
Okay, so Hai Vu, are you comfortable approving this award in place of budget?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay, great. We will make that change on here. So in parentheses, the budget representative, we're going to put your name and your title and have you sign off on it with me before it goes to Jay. Any other comments or questions on award number 12? All right, I'll ask for a motion to approve award number 12 with Haivu as the approving employee MVP for budget. Last one. Anybody? All right, thanks, Haivu. Can I get a second?
Second, Ricky.
Thanks, Ricky. You guys are suspenseful today. All right, well, we will roll call through the committee to approve award number 12, starting with Haivu.
Approved.
Ricky Erickson.
Approved.
Stephen Datz.
Approved.
Joe Arfano.
Approved.
And Laura Dutton.
Approved.
Thank you. So we have reviewed all of the award items individually, and each of them have been approved. So the entire agenda for March 25th, 2021 is approved. Thank you guys very much. Is there any other business to come before the awards committee? All right, seeing none, we're adjourned. I hope everybody has a great rest of their Thursday and a very safe and happy weekend. Enjoy it.
All right, thank you.
Jenny.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.